the addiction racket. Got a problem but I can't crack it. There's money in it for the government so they'll back it. The apathy's so heavy I can't hack it. They don't treat addiction, they support it. But I'd like to find a way to deport it. Because there's so many hands in the pie you can't sort it. It doesn't matter that emotionally people can't afford it, or that it's a runaway train going to hell and there's too many people aboard it. But as long as it's in your neighborhood and not in mine, that statement alone should be a sign. What exactly are we saying is just fine? That a child loses its mother in the bottom of a bottle of wine? A guy kills someone in a DUI and he can't walk a straight line? They're selling crack on the corner, whose child buys it? There's a tag on a toe in the morgue and who ties it? A mother leaves drugs on the table and her daughter tries it. She's looking for an answer and she's come to believe the high's it. She gets caught stoned at school but she denies it. School tries to put her on a contract but she defies it. You wonder how high the limit of stress is, but I guess the sky's it. Even on a sunny day it turns dark because the addiction dyes it. You can hear the pain of withdrawal because the hurt cries it. They can't stop using because they're caught in a trap. Well, the current response waits for them to make a choice, but that's really a gap. People with addiction are addicted, so the notion of choice is a load of crap. But if you're trying to maintain the addiction, then it's a wrap. Present them with a system that's too hard to navigate and don't give them a map. Walk around with drug addicts or nice people emblazoned on your cap. Give them a how to stay sober app on their phone they can give a tap. You may as well also get them a seeing eye dog they can have sit in their lap. This is a how-to book on how not to treat addiction. While the government claims they're suffering from financial restriction, the income from legal addictions hits billions of dollars, so that story's a fiction. While they claim they support the choices of addicted people, but that's a distorted depiction. But then they don't have to live among the people trapped in their own dereliction. The treatment model for addicted people is a contradiction. Wait for people who can't make a choice to make a choice and avoid the friction. Meanwhile, children in addicted families are left aching. This is a part of the population that government policies are forsaking. Addicted parents don't know how to give because they're too busy taking. This is nothing but a generational trap that the inadequate response keeps making. There's a number of agencies that say they care, but they're just faking. Everyone wants a piece of the pie, but just who's doing the baking? Meanwhile, the front lines are a war zone with too many kids packing. There's not enough treatment for addiction because the funding is lacking. Harm reduction is the only response the government's backing. There was a crease in the foundation, but now the whole thing's cracking. The situation's gotten too big for any one group to be tackling. Yet this is the world where addiction counselors are grappling, trying to pull the addict from the ledge before somebody kills them, watching addiction tear through a family until it fills them. You see the kid acting cocky on the street until somebody spills him. He owed money to a dealer until somebody billed him. He didn't get the message, so somebody killed him. Purple heroin keeps cutting the numbers down despite flooding the streets with naloxone. Another emergency response after the kid is administered and someone calls 911 on their phone. The scene repeats day after day, but the number of fails remains unknown. The dealer gets more customers after a death, and that fact chills you to the bone. Sometimes when you work in this field, you begin to believe your sanity is on loan. Either that or you lose all ability to respond and your heart becomes a stone. Because one thing you know is the whole truth about addiction will never be known. The system's enabling addiction, so apathy will be the only seeds that are sown. And if this is the attitude towards addiction, then who set the tone?